always been taught. The impact of the miracle extended even to the political and military spheres. Nigerian army officers visited Gwoza to investigate reports of a completely destroyed extremist camp. When we told them what had happened, many were visibly moved. A Christian colonel, with tears in his eyes, took my hands. "Pastor Samuel, we have been fighting these groups for over a decade. We have lost thousands of soldiers. We spent millions of dollars on equipment. And in one night, God did what all our combined efforts could not. He eliminated one of the most dangerous cells and converted its leader. This is not just their testimony. It is a message for our entire nation." International media eventually caught wind of our story. Journalists from the BBC, CNN, and Al Jazeera arrived in Gwoza, skeptical at first, seeking alternative explanations for what had happened. They interviewed dozens of witnesses, consulted meteorologists about the likelihood of such a sudden and intense storm, and even visited the site of the former camp, now just a patch of debris and dried mud. A meteorologist from the University of Lagos, interviewed for a documentary, admitted there is no precedent for a storm with these specific characteristics in this region during this season. The intensity, duration, and especially the timing. From a purely scientific perspective, it is a significant statistical anomaly. 8 months after the miracle, our congregation had grown to over 500 regular members, with another 300 attending sporadically. We had built a simple but spacious structure for our meetings, with wooden pews under a tin roof, but without walls to allow anyone passing by to see and hear freely. My wife, Grace, and our children eventually joined me in Gwoza, initially with trepidation, but quickly embracing the work God was doing there. My eldest son, Emmanuel, had become particularly close to Abdul, absorbing his knowledge of the scriptures and learning about the Islamic faith so he could communicate the gospel more effectively to Muslims. Little Mercy, who had been seconds from execution when the lightning struck, now led a children's choir singing songs about God's faithfulness. Her clear, sweet voice proclaiming, "Great is your faithfulness," frequently brought tears to the eyes of those who knew how close she had come to death. And then there was Ibrahim, our former extremist convert, even before the kidnapping. He had found his calling as an evangelist to the most remote and dangerous communities. His knowledge of clandestine routes, local dialects, and extremist customs gave him access to places no other Christian could reach. "I see the smile on his face when he returns from these dangerous journeys," I commented to Grace one evening. "It's as if the greater the risk, the greater his